Montse, hey, congratulations
Thank
on
you.
student bodies.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited.
You do have the right to be excited. I mean, this is such a, how can you say, a guilty pleasure type of movie,
Yeah.
especially for horror aficionados. So let's ask that obligatory question. What initially attracted you to this film?
How fun it sounded. Like when I read it, how fun it looked to do and just all of it put together. I think it was really cool how, the director, who's also the writer, tackled a very specific, very heavy topic with young women in like high school age and in school, and turned it into also like this really, fun. It sounds kind of crazy to say like this terrible situation, but it's so fun. But no, it's a different way to tell like this type of story. That's what I thought was really interesting. I'm like, this is really fun and but really important as well. That's what really attracted me to it.
That is terrific. And I mean, the one of the things is that this falls into the horror genre, which is quite different from a lot of projects that you do.
Yeah, yeah, and it's my favorite. And not a lot of people know that it's horror is like my favorite like genre. So that's why I was like so excited that this was like my first leading role. It's like my first leading role in the horror genre. So good, so good.
Is there like a subgenre of horror that you particularly enjoy? Because
Uh-huh.
this type of film marks you down easily as another scream
Yeah,
queen.
yeah. So this is like more like very campy, very like slasher, very fun. My favorite subgenre of horror is psychological.
So psychological. What are some of your favorite films?
Perfect Blue. I know it's animated, but I love Perfect Blue. I think the animation and the story is beautiful and how it's like it's scary. It's scary. To me, it's scary because there's so much going on, but there's also nothing. But you don't know if anything is going on, and that's why I think is so frightening because makes you doubt yourself as the viewer because the character is an unreliable narrator. That for sure is like my top. Possession 1981. Very cool. The acting is incredible. What else? I can't think of anything on top of my head. I'm getting too excited. I'm like, wait. Let me think about like the films, like psychological horror films I've seen. I'm gonna say those two. I'm gonna say those two for now. But I know. Oh, but you know what? I love horror also. I know this is totally different, and I'm probably gonna go on like a side rant. But I love video games, horror video games specifically. I feel like they really like nailed that genre, like totally.
Wow. I
Yeah.
know. I played a few horror video games. Those games that prepared you to play Jane Shipley in a film like this. I mean, how do you get in that headspace of being
Uh-huh.
of in a slasher film?
It's well, yeah, it's there's a lot of moments in student body where I am very scared. Obviously, it's a scary situation that all the kids are put in. So I channel what personally scares me, which is like spiders. I know it doesn't make sense because like you have like this slasher guide and you have spiders, two totally different things. But the fear has to come from a very real place. And when I think of like stuff that I genuinely am afraid of is spiders or games I've played. Specifically like analog horror or like videos like analog horror is like really scary to me. Like analog sounds like scary. um, and that's how I kind of I'm like what scares me and like and channel that into like why like in Jane's fear. I have to use substitutions in acting. So I'm not necessarily scared of the slasher, but I'm scared of what I'm scared of.
I love the fact that Jane is not a simple character. She's a complex because she's a young woman who's trying to get with the in crowd at the time, and not only that, she's a very intelligent
Yeah.
young woman. Are you close to a character like that?
100%. Jane was very much me and I was very much Jane in high school. So it was interesting to go back to that place in my life. because I definitely, I feel like we've all had kind of like a terrible experience in high school. you know, high school just sucks for everyone. So going back to that was really, it was tough, but it works because I in all of my acting, I do want to come from a very honest and genuine place. I never wanted to feel like I am acting. Like I try to come from, like, put myself there. And yeah, no, like it was crazy to go back to 15, 16-year-old Montse. We do have a lot of similarities. So it was difficult to play because, it was a very low point in my life, but it was a lot of fun to play because I got to see how far I've come as a person and as an artist.
I'm curious. There was a specific scene that you actually did math on the chalkboard. Do you even know what you were writing?
No. Absolutely. I don't think anybody on set knew what they were writing, like, or what I was writing. It was no. On top of already hating my high school experience, I excelled in every subject but math. That's the only thing Jane and I didn't have in common. But it was fun to pretend to know, like pretend to be like I knew math. I don't know. I'm not very good at math. So it's cool to step into a character that did. That was good.
As with that, every requirement for any slasher movie, you have to get down and dirty and bloody. Tell us about that experience for you.
It was so awesome. So awesome. I had to do a lot of stunts, which was so fun. And like, I didn't want to hire a stunt person. Like, you want to see it? I'm like, no, it takes away from the experience. Like, like I want to do this. So at some point, there's a moment in the film where I have to climb a tree. That was not easy, but it was so much fun. And obviously it's a slasher film, so there's a lot of blood in the film. And I remember one specific night, the director was like, do you want to just go for it, like with the blood? I was like, it's like, that's okay, I know it, like it gets stuck in you. I'm like, yes. I'm like, I don't care if it looks like it's too much, let's go for it. Let's go. So by the end of that night, it was like I could not see skin on me. It was just fun. That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
The tree scene, when I was watching that, I was actually thinking, my head was like going, I wonder if that was a stunt person climbing the tree. So it was you.
That was me. And it was, so I didn't realize how tall the tree was until I was up there. And also, again, it was like middle of the night, late in Georgia. There's bugs and spiders everywhere. So there was no need to act there. I was genuinely frightened because there's spiders all around me.
In the past few years, you've done a lot of voice acting. So this is probably a great change for you. How did it feel coming back into the, sort of the live action acting?
It was fun because, when I do my voice acting, I do move a lot. I feel like a lot of voice actors, we still use the space that we're provided. We do expressions, like we act things out, we run in place, like we do the most. And it's fun to do all that, but be seen doing it, and have like more, not be limited to like the booth or like the studio. Like it's like, it's like a playground when you do live action. So that's what I was really happy about when I, had this transition from doing mostly voice after being on camera for a while to like now just specifically film. And it was really cool.
So in this case, doing a movie like this, you move beyond the booth into I was going to say a mansion, but I guess it's the backdrop of the school. I mean, running through the hallways, going through from classroom to classroom. Tell us about how it is. It's so great to be on a set like this.
It was real. The whole experience was just, it wasn't, no, it was. I have to say, like, I know nothing's perfect, but this experience for me was perfect. It was. Like, I couldn't have asked for like a better first, leading role. Like the cast and the crew were just like incredible. And the locations, we're filming a horror movie and all of our locations were haunted. Heck yeah. They were. The Oglethorpe University was super haunted. Super. At some point I was with Leanne, the director, and because I'm very not to sound like crazy, I'm already saying like I love horror and stuff like that, but I am very, my grandmother and I are very sensitive to energies. So at some point I'm like, there's something in someone specifically, like not just like a whole bunch of energy, like there's something, someone, I don't know what, just specifically that's here with us intentionally, like on purpose. And I'm like, I can't, I don't know. See, I don't channel. I'm kind of a scaredy cat too, so I don't want to ask it questions or channel things or like summon things. So I kind of just like go about my day, and I'm just like, oh, I think there's something there. But no, this time, like, it was really overwhelming, and everybody on set could feel it. Everybody was getting spooked out. So I'm like, Leanne, can you come with me for like? There's like a specific part of the school where it was happening. Two specific parts. One outside by a tree, and one in the stairwell. So I'm like, Leanne, like, she's like, is everything okay? I'm like, yeah, no, I just, I thought it would be cool to, kind of do this together because, I'm the leading role and you're the director. And she was getting spooked. I feel like I was scaring her and I felt bad. But she's like, well, what's up? And I'm like, I thought we could talk to whatever's here. She's like, there's something here. I'm like, yeah, but don't worry. Like, I don't think it's, evil or anything. I just feel like it's disturbed. Like we're invading its space. And so she's like, okay. So literally I was like, sorry, we're here. We will leave everything how it was. Thank you for allowing us into your home and your space. But we will respect you. Please respect us. We will, peace. There's nothing but peace and love here. As soon as I finished, the lights in the stairwell shut off.
Whoa.
And I was like, I think we're good. And I left, and Leanne was so scared. She was like, oh, but it was good. I took out a sign that everything's good, like agreed, So it was just the whole, it's like, you go to film a horror film, like if I would film another horror movie, I would want my next place to also be haunted. I'm gonna say knock on wood, because like maybe I don't know. This one was mild. I don't want my next one to be like crazy poltergeist stuff. But yeah, no, the whole experience, locations, everything was just, it set the mood. It was perfect.
It sounds like you definitely want to keep this door open into this genre down the road for yourself.
Oh yeah, I do. And I'm working on a film actually in collaboration with the producers of Student Body, and it's horror, and they believe in me and the project, so hopefully soon we'll all be talking about that.
Wow, that is pretty awesome. I was going to ask you what's down the line, because I was wondering if you're going to stick into live action acting again, or if you're going to go back to voice acting.
I'm gonna do both. I love both. So I guess whatever is meant for me, I will continue to do. And that's like, live action, voiceover, writing, I'm not just like in one field. I feel like I'm going to be doing multiple in the future. I mean, I have been doing that already, but even more so in the future with this film coming out.
That is true. That is true. Well, we'll certainly see more or hear more of you down the road. And you know what? I can't wait to do this again with you.
Yeah, thank you so much for talking to me.
Hey, not a problem. I know horror aficionados will love Student Body, and we'll put that into their streaming request or collection or whatever they want, because this is a good movie.
Thank you. I think it's good too.
Most excellent. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it.